Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates is a book about living as a black person in America. The main reason why Ta-Nehisi Coates wrote this book was because Darren Wilson, the police officer who shot Michael Brown back in 2014, didn't get prosecuted. Samori, Coates' son, went to his room when he heard it, and Coates followed him and he warned him that his body will always be in danger and he has only one body, so he really needs to protect it. He told him that he should always be aware of the fact that his body is in a constant danger and he needs to protect it himself because no one else will do it for him. This book is a letter from Ta-Nehisi Coates to his 15-year-old son Samori, and it's about living as a black person in America, but it's a book written from a very personal view because Coates talks about his own life. He talks about white people and that they only want to achieve the dream. They want to live in the dream. They want a big house in the suburbs with a big garden, pool parties, barbecues and whatever. They want to feel good about themselves, but if they are good, someone else has to be bad. To yell black on black crime is to shoot a man and then shame him for bleeding. When I read this sentence, I was stunned. Because it happens. It happens that a black person gets shot and then somehow gets blamed for it. This book is a wake-up call for all of us, especially the ones who are white. When I was done reading this book, it really came to me. Black people have a limit of their capabilities. Not because they don't want to perform better or they are not able to perform better, because white people don't let them. Black people will always be running behind white people because white people don't have to struggle their entire lives. Black people, they have that constant struggle and they have to struggle so much when they want to achieve something. Black people have to work so much harder to achieve the same as white people. All my life, I have heard black people tell their black boys and black girls to be twice as good, which is to say, except half as much. Black people have to work so much harder to achieve the same as white people. Another thing that Coates talks about is a constant fear that black people feel. He learned the rules of the street back in Baltimore, but he was always on his guard. He was always paying attention. He was always thinking about how he looked, how he talked, how he behaved, because every tiny mistake will get him beat him up or worse. Coates' father was tough on him, and sometimes he would even beat him with his belt. At first, Coates didn't understand why someone would do something, but as he grew up, he started to understand. Black parents are also in constant fear to lose their children. Black people love their kids with a kind of obsession. You are all we have, and you come to us endangered. Sometimes black people are tough on their children because they are in constant fear to lose them. Between the World and Me was a book that impressed me, not at first when I was reading it, but later when I actually started to think about what I read. This book is really a wake-up call for all of us, and I think that Coates has some really strong points, and I think that he's right. It's so hard for black people to live in America right now, and I know it's getting better, we're making progress, but we still got such a long way to go. So I really think that we should listen to Ta-Nehisi Coates.